Salve. Welcome to another session of learning Latin with the Gospel of Matthew.
Pater noster, qui es in caelis, sanctificetur nomen tuum. Adveniat regnum tuum. Fiat voluntas tua, sicut in caelo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimitte nobis debita nostra, sicut et nos dimittimus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo.
Amen.
Amen.
Quid autem vobis videtur, homo habebat duos filios, et accedens ad primum dixit fili vade hodie in venia mea. But what think ye? A certain man had 2 sons, and he came to the first and said, Son, go work today in my garden. Vade hodie operare. Typically in this gospel, the word for worker is operarius, so figured it would have some etymological connection. Go work, or operare, vade hodie operare. One more remark about this cloze exercise before we move ahead. The method of selecting the cloze word in each verse was the rarest in the total corpus. So the rarest in this sentence, for example, which word occurs the least frequently compared to all the others in the total Bible, all books, chapters, verses. One advantage of that is you're going to have words like operare. I'm not sure how rare that is, but other cases it'll really test your vocabulary, but also build it. And this, but you notice that autem, it's very rare that we actually have to type the word autem while we are learning Latin through this method, even though autem is a critical linking word between clauses, just like enim as well. So as bad as random selection of the cloze word is, it's very easy ultimately when you're more advanced to play these exercises. But the drawback is that you're never actually typing autem or enim unless the verse is really short. So it's a brief remark on designing the application and what method to choose for cloze deletion. And we'll come back to one more remark, but I'm going to go to the next exercise. So submit. Ait illi dominos eius euge bone serve, oige bone serve, et fidelis, quia super favisti fidelis, super multa te constituam intra in gaudium domini tui, in gaudium domini tui. So I see the word multa, guessing maybe pauca, opposite. Super pauca favisti fidelis, super multa te constituam. Okay, over very few things, or few things you were faithful, so that over many I will appoint you, and so on. The King James will say it more eloquently. Ait illi dominus eius oige euge bone serve, masculine singular vocative. You see that a lot, so you get used to that You don't necessarily have to have it handed to you in the textbook if you just enter into the data or the verses directly this way. So much more to say, but let's play. Pastores autem fugerunt, et venientes incivitatem non tioverunt omnia, et de his qui daimonia, the missing word here. His qui daimonia habe. Okay, I'm not sure. Habewit, no? I'm not sure. And what was befallen to the possessed of the devils? De his qui daimonia habue. Oh, had. So habuerant. I guess that's a plusquam perfect. Which you'll have to type quite a bit of the time because the method of selecting the cloze word for these exercises is rarest word in the total corpus. A word like autem, although it's important grammatically, unfortunately, it's not that rare, so you're never going to type it. And you might ask, well, why do we have to choose between rarest and just a random word? Because isn't random selection good? Because it shows you the frequencies of the language. That is, you're going to play or type a lot of words that are frequent, are used a lot, are workhorses of saying things. So the simple answer is that yes, perhaps we could combine in a better generation of cloze exercise. We can combine random and rarest to get the advantages of both of them. The second answer is that it's easier to just choose one if we're writing a simple program to generate the data, because we have 30,000 cloze exercises. We're not going to be hand picking the words and thinking, oh, well, this is going to trick the student, or this is going to trick me 6 months from now, or pose a challenge. Et ait illis Iesus, quat panes habetis, at illi dixerunt, septem et paucos. Don't know. Nescio. And a few little fishes. So pisci, probably some diminutive. A few little fishes. Paucos, few little fishes. I have no idea. Piscicolos. If we had selected the cloze word randomly, probably would not have selected piscicolos as the deleted word in the sentence to be typed by the player. So you want exposure to diminutive, then great. Rarest word is the one for you. But you're never gonna type "it" or "at." You might not get a feel for "at" as a kind of adversative conjunction, not quite. And so yeah, "ait illis Iesus quat panes habetis." That's a question. We don't have punctuation in the Latin, so you have to figure it out for yourself. Remember, the Romans didn't have punctuation. Did the Romans have a difference between capital and lowercase letters? No. So we have that advantage, at least. Do the Romans have spaces between words? No. So we have some advantages. So. Don't worry about the lack of punctuation. It'll make you see the conjunctions more. You're going to rely on the conjunctions like "at," or you rely on "ite" to say, "Ah, here's a quote coming, here's speech." So whoever's speaking going to be dressing habetis, ye, you, vos. At ille respondens, uni eorum dixit amice, non facio tibi inuriam. Non è extenario mecum. Partially understood that, but ille respondens uni eorum. So he, responding to one of them, said, Dixit amice, non facio tibi injuriam. Not literal, I don't injure you, but friend, I do you no wrong. Non extenario mecum. Didst not thou agree with me for a penny? Non extenario con venisti mecum. Didst not thou agree with me for a penny? Non extenario convenisti mecum. Et dixit amen, dico vobis, nisi conversi verities et sicut parvoli, non intrabis in regnum caelorum. Nisi conversi verities et, except ye be converted and become as little children. So how do we do that? I don't know. Efficiamini sicut parvoli. Selecting the rarest word as a cloze word, you're going to get some second person plural deponent conjugations. Great for exposure.
Gadeamus igitur.
And what else is also great for exposure? Supposedly investing in index funds in the S&P 500 or in VTI, I think, which gives you exposure to over 5,000 American companies. Joking aside, but this idea that you come to know a language at a deep level or an intuitive level, such that you read in a way that's not so much thinking as much as exercising a skill. Yeah, the idea is that you expose yourself to a lot of verses, but also that you review them as well. So you want to increase the number of verses that you have in play in your brain, to which your brain is exposed to, as well as a steady diet of new verses. So your brain is encouraged to solve the general problem of understanding sentences of this class. The sentences coming to you are, yes, they are different, but they're also similar. So building mastery in a training set probably going to improve your performance in a test that these are terms from machine learning. So what I'm suggesting is a strategy of human machine learning. Learn just as though you were a machine. Any final remarks? Nope, we're done. So, no, bother.